impression is that Historic New England has been very diligent about maintaining the way that it's set up here with the decorations, and which is almost all original, right?
Right.
To be interpreted the correct way. Do you feel, is your memory of it that it feels, looks and feels the way it did when you were a child?
Yes, very much so. And I think they picked, like it is set at about 1966, which is very much my time. I mean, I was born in 60, he died in 69, so it looks very much the way I remember it, which is quite lovely.
Yeah. Does it feel strange to be in here?
Less and less so, but the first 15 or 20 times it was very strange.
What does it bring up for you just right now looking around the room? Does it?
Well, they're all right here. I mean, it's filled with loving ghosts. I mean, I can see them all. I mean, I see her right there and right here. I see him. That was his place. I mean, he lay there and he would read to us in the evenings, and she lay here and she sat there in the mornings, and I can see us all Christmas dinner right there. And at this time of year, I see the Christmas tree right there. It's filled, overfull with memories. And this ancient record player, how we would struggle with it on Christmas Eve, trying to get it to play, and
So it sounds like it brings us a sense of warmth and comfort to
a
be
lot
here.
of warmth, and sorrow because I miss them so much.
Yeah. Well, we were just talking about, you mentioned the Christmas tree over here. I want to show you a video. You're probably well familiar with this, maybe not, but this is on the Historic New England website, and it's old home movies of the Gropius House. Have you seen this?
Well, my father took it.
Oh, okay.
All these home movies
So
are
I just
taken
want you
by
to,
my
it's only 2 minutes. I'd just love for you to watch it and just give your thoughts, feelings, recollections of that.
All these home movies were taken by my father.
Okay.
And we gave them to Historic New England.
And this is 1963, I believe.
Yeah. Every year we celebrated beautiful, beautiful Christmases here. And every year the tree was decorated with completely different decorations. This time it was obviously tissue paper flowers. And one year it was paper doilies. There's me.
And how old are you there?
Look, well, it was 63. I was 3. With my grandfather. See, he was affectionate, physically affectionate. Here I'm talking to him thoughtfully. And I think I'm doing this because he did that. And there's my sister, looking around.
Do you remember these films being taken? You were pretty little.
And not at age 3, but some of the older ones, like my grandfather's birthday, the later one, I remember that one being taken. Here's my mother talking. Champagne glasses. Christmas dinner was always lobster. I remember one of your questions was about what foods and drink they like. Champagne was a favorite, and Christmas dinner was lobster, which as a young child I found tedious. A lot of work. There, it's done.
Very regionally appropriate, though.
Yeah. And the Christmas procedure. So, I'm sorry, can I run off on a toot about
Please.
Christmas?
Yeah.
So you also asked, may I refer to your questions?
Yes.
You asked if they were religious. Neither of them were religious at all. In fact, I think they were probably more than agnostic and bordered on atheist. But we did celebrate beautiful, beautiful Christmases here. In German style, Christmas Eve in the evening, and with a big tree right here in front of the fireplace. Very formal. Everybody got dressed up. We little children in velvet dresses with white tights. And the process was we all went out for a walk. Well, this curtain was drawn, and there was a time when it didn't go all the way across. So a big sheet was hung there, and this door was closed, and the parents and the adults spent the entire day decorating the tree, but we children were not allowed to see that. And then in the late afternoon, so that you would have to come back in the dark, you went for a walk in the cold. You had to earn Christmas. And then you came back and you got changed into your finery. And at 6 o'clock, a little silver bell was rung. And the tree has real candles on it, a tradition which my parents continued after my grandparents died, and which I continue. Real candles on it, red candles. And then all the lights are turned out and the tree is lit, which is so beautiful. You can't imagine. And I'll just say for the record that a nice, young, fresh tree is very unlikely to catch fire. Just say it for the record. We never had a problem. Have never had a problem ever. 65 years of real candles on trees, never had a problem. And then we would come in and open this door, and then you see it. And what's playing on the recalcitrant, difficult, moody record player? But the Messiah, Handel's Messiah. And then you stand there and you watch it in awe for a few minutes, listening to the Messiah. And then the music is turned off, and somebody reads from the Bible, the appearance of the angels to the shepherds. This was what was picked. And I believe when I was young that it was read in German, from the German Bible. But as I got older, I think it was also read in English, because eventually I was the one who read it. And there was some tradition that the youngest person there read it. And then there was the singing of the German Christmas carols in German, Stille Nacht and O du Fröhliche, and Es ist ein Rosensprungen, und ihr Kindelein kommet. And I learned all these German Christmas carols, and we sang them all. And meanwhile, around the tree, there are vast piles of presents, waiting. And then we talk about the meaning of the light and the darkness and the turning of the year. And maybe somebody reads some poetry, and the presents are sitting there, waiting. And we've listened to music, and we've read the Bible, and we've talked about poetry, and we've sung songs, the presents are waiting and waiting. And then we go and we eat dinner, and it's lobster, which takes 4 hours at least to eat. And only then do we get to come back and put on the rest of the Messiah and open the presents. It's basically torture. If you're 6 or 7, it's basically torture. It's probably like 2 a.m. by the time you finally get to open your presents. But there are plates. This is a sweet story about my grandfather. So my grandmother, my mother, and my father did most of the heavy lifting with the decorating of the tree and wrapping of the presents and setting out of the presents and setting everything up. But the Christmas cookies, of which there are a great many fabulous German Christmas cookies, Lebkuchen and Pfeffernusse and all these things. My grandfather's particular job was to take those beautiful black plates, one for everybody, and because our presents were sorted into bunches, so like this, there'd be beautiful cloths, but like my mother's presents were all here, my presents were all here. So everyone got a plate, and it was his job, and he would do that at the white table. He'd put out, the 6 plates, and then he would get the big bags of the Christmas cookies, and he would carefully dole them all out, and whether there was any sort of Christmas cookie nibbling, maybe there was an uneven number coming out of the bags, and to even them up, he had to eat a few, I don't know, but an even number appeared under the Christmas tree. So that was Christmas, which was lovely.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a lot of wonderful memories wrapped
Those
around
were
those
truly
Christmas
wonderful.
time here.
And for 2 people who were really not religious, in fact, a bit anti-organized religion, Christmas must have been something quite lovely for them, I'm thinking. Or at least for one or the other, that it was important to them to keep this tradition alive and to keep celebrating it that way.
Do you remember any particular gifts that your grandparents gave you?
They gave me dolls and toys and sweet things. I can't remember any one particular present from them. I do remember, as I mentioned before, the agony of trying to give them presents. Not that they weren't anything but delighted, particularly my grandfather, delighted and appreciative of anything that we gave them. But I remember feeling already quite young the pressure of what do you bring into this house, that we could possibly contribute. So,
well, you beat me to it. That was my next question: is what does one give Walter Gropius for Christmas?
Exactly. Well, I think it was mostly school art projects and horrible little misshapen ashtrays and things from out of clay and the usual nonsense. But
well, I was going to say you probably would appreciate some homemade gifts and artwork and things.
Right.
Like
I mean, it was that was a given. Nothing was bought. Nothing was bought. I mean, that was understood. Well, first, I mean, my sister and I had no money. I mean, we were children. But even from my mother and my father, they would make little movies. My mother would make beautiful, beautiful books with drawings and so on. But it was understood. I mean, they would buy us gifts, dolls or toys or, games or clothes, beautiful scarves, things like that. But no, you didn't approach the manger with some store-bought nonsense.
Socks.
No, right? I think maybe my parents may have bought like a sock or a scarf, but no, if you came to the Bauhaus, you came with something you made. And especially that my parents were themselves artists. I mean, it would have been embarrassing not to come with something they had made. Yeah.